Hello everyone, Violet here, and today we're going to talk about Mabon, the season of Mabon and the holiday that falls on the fall equinox as part of the pagan and Wiccan Wheel of the Year. Now, this is the fall equinox holiday, so it falls in perfect balance of light and dark, but we are moving into the darkness now. So, this is a holiday of gratitude for how far we've come and what resources we have now to get us through the colder months. So Mabon falls on the fall equinox, which the day varies slightly, but it is around September 22nd in the northern hemisphere and March 22nd in the southern hemisphere. I often like to look at what we are celebrating on the opposite side of the Wheel of the Year because I think that there is a lot of relationship there and information there, but it's also important to note that people on the other side of the world might be celebrating the other holiday at the same time. So there's this kind of combination of energy. And in the spring equinox, which is on the opposite side of the year, we are thinking about creativity and potential and where we're going, what projects we're starting. And at Mabon, we're looking at what were we able to accomplish? How far have we come? Kind of in a mode of reflection, in a mode of gratitude for what it is that we have been able to do. This is the second harvest in the Wheel of the Year. Lammas, the holiday before this, was the first one, and that was the grain harvest. And in Lammas, we recognize the sacrifice of the sun. We acknowledged that, the sacrifice of the sun in giving itself to us, that is then being cut as crops, then being used as nourishment and security. And in Mabon, we have an opportunity to give back with gratitude. So this could very well be a time that you want to create an offering, leave it out in nature, leave it to your spirits, have some sort of ritual honoring the earth and honoring the sun and all that you have been able to gain from this life experience so far. This is also a time that you can really practice gratitude. You can do some gratitude journaling, some gratitude meditations, some gratitude lists perhaps, and really connect to everything that comes to your mind and then digging deeper into things you haven't really noticed or thought of before that you feel grateful for, really taking time to create that space. And when you do that, when you put yourself in a sense of gratitude, you open yourself up to greater and greater abundance, which is a beautiful practice to do all the time, and especially to solidify, to explore, to get more in the habit of during Mabon. And since this is a harvest festival, there is a huge emphasis on cooking and on kitchen magic. So kitchen magic is a wonderful thing to practice at this time, using herbs with particular intentions, using foods with particular intentions, and perhaps getting acquainted with some of the local and in-season foods at this time for you specifically to your area. And you can incorporate both cooking with intention as well as eating with intention and drinking with intention, noticing the energy that's in your food or drink, really connecting with that, and then putting in your own intentions, your own energy, your own sense of gratitude, like infusing that into your food and beverage and then consuming it. It's a wonderful practice of mindful eating that you can practice at this time. This also might be a wonderful time to gather with your loved ones, to gather with friends, and have a meal together. So you might notice, especially if you're very familiar with the American holiday of Thanksgiving, that this is a very similar holiday to that one. And I actually much prefer Mabon because there are lots of reasons why Thanksgiving is a bit problematic. And also personally, since we are vegan, it's a lot easier to create a vegan Mabon feast rather than, going to other people's homes and having the focus really be on animal products, which is super heavy in Thanksgiving. But for me, Mabon was an opportunity to kind of take that experience back and make it vegan, which is what I prefer. So when I celebrate the Sabbats, I really enjoy connecting to my own personal daily practice, but incorporating symbols, incorporating feelings and intentions that are specific to that Sabbat. And I also enjoy going outside, really experiencing Earth at this time of the year, and also creating some sort of personal ritual for myself. And with Mabon, I usually like to include others because the ritual is very much for me kitchen magic and sharing that kitchen magic with my loved ones. I created a bunch of baking videos and cooking videos to check out a lot of sort of Thanksgiving themed foods that you could use for your Mabon feast, especially if you want to have a vegan Mabon. All of the recipes are vegan, and it was really fun to create more than just one, because usually on the Sabbats I like to bake something like one thing, but in Mabon it's a wide variety of stuff. So I like to look to the earth and think about the four elements, the fifth of course being spirit, but the four elements within earth and within this time of year and what lessons they might have for me according to the particular Sabbat. So for earth, I really think about the offering of earth, of what earth has created, what we've perhaps created in collaboration with earth as, gardening or farming, and what a gift, what nourishment that can bring to us, and also the way that that can bring people together. So earth to me are those nourishing foods, those vegetables, those plants, especially root vegetables at this time I absolutely love, and fruits. And with the element of air, I notice the chill in the air because we are now turning towards the darker months. We're in a state of balance and we're going more inward. We're going more into the darker months. And so feeling that chill in the air is a reminder for us to, really make sure that we're prepared, that we have gathered, that we have harvested what we need to get us through the darker months. And you can think of this physically, but also emotionally. What lessons have you learned? Where are you at now that you perhaps you weren't at last year? And how can that carry you through the darker months, which can sometimes feel more challenging, maybe even feel more isolating, definitely spending more time indoors, which can perhaps bring its own challenges. So what have you gathered? What have you harvested this year? And what are you taking into this next season? For the element of fire, I like to think about the magical alchemy and transformation that is cooking our food. And this comes into the same kitchen magic topic that we were talking about earlier, like how we can take individual ingredients and ideas all with their own properties and how we can combine them together and create something totally new. And this is a form of alchemy, a form of magic. I think about fire as that element that can really cook these things together and bind it with our willpower and passion for what we are creating. With the element of water, which is connected to emotions, I think about the visual of a goblet filled with some kind of beverage, something that perhaps you're sharing with friends, and the idea of toasting and cheersing your cups together. It's kind of that emotional bringing together of a community, of relationships, of loved ones, of a family. Because I feel like with Ostara, a lot of the focus might be more individual. On the opposite side of the year, the spring equinox, the focus might be more individual in the sense of what are you creating, what projects are you starting, what are your own goals and visions, what are you planning. And then across the year with Mabon, with gratitude, it's coming together as a community and saying, what have we all accomplished? Where are we at now? And having that connection and relationships as part of it. So some colors and herbs and crystals that you can work for Mabon, which are intended as inspiration that you can take from as a jumping off point, just to get you an idea of the feeling. Some colors are burnt orange, plum, earth tones. Some herbs and foods are nutmeg, marigold, apple, walnut. Some crystals are fire opal, yellow topaz, cat's eye, and picture jasper. So do let me know, how are you celebrating Mabon? Is this your first year celebrating? Or perhaps are you just learning about all of the Sabbats in the Wheel of the Year? If so, I have a whole playlist, and we're almost at the end of it now. We started at Imbolc, and we're adding all year round till we have all 8 Sabbats in a playlist. So do check that out. And I hope that you have a blessed Mabon if that is the time of year for you and you are about to celebrate it. I hope that you make some yummy food, that you connect with the earth, that you connect with your sense of gratitude, perhaps leave some offerings, and have a wonderful fall equinox and start to fall, which is witchy season. I'm so looking forward to that. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you next time. I would love to invite you to enter the Enchanted Forest and become a member of my Twitch community, where we do morning mindfulness practices such as meditation, stretching and yoga, breathing every morning Monday through Saturday, as well as Sunday arts and craft streams, and free tarot on full moons, new moons, equinoxes, solstices, special occasions. I so can't wait for you to be here and to get to know you.